It's 2 a.m. You're lying in the dark, replaying a conversation from 3 years ago, decoding a text that hasn't been answered, solving a problem that doesn't even exist yet. Your body is exhausted, but your mind will not stop. And here's what no one tells you. The reason you can't stop overthinking isn't that something is wrong with you. It's that your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. Let me show you what's really happening in there, and the 2,000-year-old fix that actually works. You know the loop. A single thought drops in. What if I made the wrong choice? And instead of passing through, it catches. It spins. One thought becomes 10, 10 become a storm. You tell yourself you're just thinking it through, that if you analyze it enough, you'll finally feel safe. But an hour later, you're no closer to an answer. You're just more tired, more anxious, and somehow more certain that something is wrong. If that's you, stay with me. Because once you see the machinery, you get the off switch. Here's the first truth. Your brain did not evolve to make you happy. It evolved to keep you alive. For almost all of human history, the mind that assumed the worst, that replayed every danger, imagined every threat, was the mind that survived. The calm ancestor who ignored the rustle in the grass got eaten. The anxious one lived. So you inherited a brain with a built-in tilt toward threat. Psychologists call it the negativity bias. Your mind treats an unresolved thought like a predator in the dark. It will not let go until it feels safe. The problem? In the modern world, there is no lion. There's just a text message. But your nervous system cannot tell the difference. Now the second truth, and this is the one that changes everything. Overthinking feels productive. That is the trap. When you ruminate, your brain hands you a faint sense of control. I'm doing something about the problem. But you're not. There's a network in your brain, the default mode network, that switches on the instant you stop focusing. It wanders, replays, rehearses. And in an anxious mind, it doesn't wander towards solutions. It loops. Rumination is not problem-solving, it's problem-circling. You mistake the motion for progress, and the more you circle, the deeper the groove gets. Until overthinking isn't something you do, it's the road your mind takes by default. So how do you get off a road your brain is built to drive? 2,000 years ago, a philosopher named Epictetus, a man born a slave, saw something about the human mind that neuroscience is only now confirming. He said, "We are not disturbed by what happens to us. We are disturbed by our judgments about what happens. The event is neutral. The suffering is in the spin." And then he gave the single most useful idea for an overthinking mind ever put into words. He split the entire world into two boxes. Some things are up to you, most things are not. So think about what actually keeps you awake. What someone thinks of you. Whether a decision will work out. What might happen tomorrow. Notice something? Almost none of it is in your control. Your mind is burning its whole night trying to control things it was never able to touch. That's not a thinking problem, it's a targeting problem. You're aiming all your mental firepower at the one category of things that will never respond to it. Epictetus would ask you one question, the same question that quiets the loop. Is this up to me? And if you think this is just old advice, listen to what Seneca wrote to a friend who couldn't stop worrying. He said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Read that again. Most of what you overthink never happens. Your mind is not showing you the future. It's showing you a horror film it wrote itself and then charging you the full emotional price of living through it. The Stoics understood. A mind left unsupervised doesn't protect you. It torments you. Which is why they never tried to stop thinking. They learned to direct it. So here's what you actually do tonight. When the loop starts, don't fight it. Fighting a thought only feeds it. Instead, catch it and ask the one question: is this in my control? If yes, then thinking isn't what you need. Action is. Name the single next step. Do it or schedule it. And the loop dissolves because it was only ever asking for movement. If the answer is no, if it's someone's opinion, the past, the uncontrollable future, then you say the hardest and most freeing sentence a human can say. This is not mine to carry. And you return gently to the present. Your breath, the room, the now. Not once, 100 times if you have to. You are not failing when the thought comes back. You are training the muscle every single time you let it go. Because here is what the Stoics really understood. A mind that can't stop thinking isn't too strong. It's untrained. Left alone, it runs wild and calls it worry. But directed, pointed only at what you can actually change, that same mind becomes the most powerful tool you will ever hold. You will never fully silence the thoughts. That was never the goal. The goal is to stop obeying them, to sit beside the fire of your own mind and watch the sparks rise without believing you have to chase every one. That is the difference between a mind that owns you and a mind that you own. So tonight, when it's 2 a.m. and the loop begins again, don't ask, how do I stop thinking? Ask, is this mine to hold? And if it isn't, let it go and come back to now. That is not giving up. That is where peace begins. If this gave you a moment of quiet, stay by the fire, subscribe. Tomorrow, I'll tell you why the people who say the least are the ones everyone respects the most. Sleep well.